Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking. The messenger is here today, the 26th of March of 2024. I hope that you're all doing well and that your weekend was okay. We had a long weekend here in Greece, a national holiday. So today being Tuesday, back to the drawing board, back to work. And the messenger is about reading the energies. That's why we always talk about the transiting planets or the celestial frequencies that are playing out. We feel them as above, so below. And of course, we had that full moon, that lunar eclipse in Libra on the South Node. And that was only on the 25th, depending, I suppose, where you are in the world. But it happened early morning hours here in Greece, so therefore I suppose it would have been on the 25th for most people. Eclipses are fated. They are, and they can be very challenging. And obviously the full moon, which is always very stressful as something is completing. And we know it was a lunar eclipse, so therefore the light of the moon was eclipsed out. The light that comes from the sun and reflects from the moon, that was eclipsed out. So obviously we've been left in the darkness, right? Very powerful energies, and especially being on the South Node. Libra is relationships. It is all sorts of relationships. Could be business, could be love, could be family, could be friends. Okay, but the South Node is what we're needing to leave behind. It's what is karmic that's run its course. And obviously it's relational, because Libra is us, whereas opposite where Aries is and where the solar eclipse, the forthcoming solar eclipse on the 8th of April, that new moon in Aries, that will be all about I, me, my. So we need to grow away from the South Node and look towards the North Node. So if we've been in relationships, dealing with people where there hasn't been justice, there hasn't been equality, there hasn't been any fairness, there hasn't been any peace, this is what we need to grow away from. These are growing pains that we're going through. And you have to all understand that we're in between two eclipses, which means the energies are so powerful, and it's not something that we could change. We need to go with the flow, because these are celestial divine energies of necessity of change, necessity for change. And of course this eclipse being ruled by Venus is in a very strong position in Pisces, but she's just met up recently with Saturn, and that is, these are the limitations, whether it's financial or anything to do with love. And love comes in many forms. Love, appreciation, all these words are Venus. Venus has felt that cold, harsh, hard truth as she's met up with Saturn in Pisces. So it may be a little bit difficult to understand, because Saturn is the limitations. Saturn is the lord of timing and karma. And there have been many blockages. There have been many feelings and emotions of coldness coming from others. And we know that Saturn he is the lord of karma, but he's also the law. He's the law, and he's the test He's testing us to see, are we worthy? Is this relationship worthy? Is this job that I'm doing worthy of my time? Is this relationship worthy of my friendship or of my sacrifice? Because Pisces is all about sacrifice. It is all about unconditional love and understanding and forgiveness. Anyway, this conjunction of Saturn and Venus in Pisces obviously is affecting very much the mutable areas in our chart. So the areas of Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Gemini. Especially for those of you that have got personal planets around the end of the first decan and the beginning of the second decan. But this is a new cycle that has begun. It's a new cycle that will last roughly 18 months. But remember that Saturn is also and can be very rewarding once we've passed the test, once we've, done the work. Now, we've got some beautiful energies coming through as well. This is how the divine and how spirit works. It's not only tough love, it's not only a sense of coldness and retraction from love, from a feeling of well-being and happiness. Venus is shortly coming up to Neptune, which can be very dreamy. Yes, it can be confusing, and there can also be misunderstandings, but Venus is also in a very good connection, very positive aspect, connecting to Jupiter and to Uranus in Taurus. So very positive indeed, very promising for the water signs and the earth signs, mainly, especially for Taurus and Pisces, I would say. So many opportunities coming in. We know that Saturn is all about retracting and limiting, but Jupiter is all about expansion. Now, if there's been miscommunication or misunderstandings or illusion or lies, Jupiter will bring us the truth, the wisdom, and Uranus also will be those tower moments of freedom, release, ingenious thoughts, news coming in, unexpected positive news, unexpected positive turns of events where money, love, peace, harmony, compassion, and forgiveness are concerned. So again, very relative to the water and earth signs, most of the water and earth signs, I'm going to add. Okay, the moon has passed over the south node, is still transiting through Libra, and is in exact opposition. The moon is here with the south node and opposing Aries, opposing the north node, of course, and Chiron. Chiron is that open wound. Chiron is the revelations, the resolutions, the key that unlocks a certain situation. It could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be psychological. Nevertheless, this is a wound that everyone is carrying. It is the collective wound, but we also are part of the collective, so it can affect us personally at this time. But Chiron being on the north node in Aries, Aries is courage. Aries is cardinal fire. It's confidence. It's enthusiasm. It's the ability to move forward even though it's uncomfortable. And Chiron being on the north node is an energy of Jupiter. So again, Jupiter comes through very positively to bring us some help. Remember, Jupiter is in the house of Venus in Taurus, and Venus is in the house of Jupiter. So they're helping each other greatly. Now, before I go on to the reading, I want to say a very big thank you to my beautiful friend, Anna Sear. You probably see her commenting beneath the video. She's one of my most loyal clients, friends, and confidant. And she had this specially made for me. I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart. This is beautiful, absolutely. It's an icon. I was so excited when I got to see it. I said, that's beautiful. I'm going to have it on my table. This way no one can steal my videos as well. But it does remind you that this work is done by Divine Debut 11. This is our initial channel, even though we've birthed Divine Debut 12, and as I said, this is an icon for me, and it's a very, very special gift indeed. She handed it to me. She lives in my city, so we do meet up and catch up and share a lot about what's going on in the sky. Thank you very much, my beautiful Anna. Always appreciate your love for everything and your love, always. It feels so good to be appreciated, my dear friends. It really does help. As most of you know, this type of work is never easy. So always, even your beautiful comments, those of you that like, share, subscribe, and share these videos do help. And a big thank you, especially to my patrons as well. They are our support system. So let's see what the messenger brings in. As remember, the energies are very interchangeable, very frantic, stressful, can be shocking, can be revealing, can be freeing. Remember, we are not all born on the same day, so we've got a different natal birth chart and our soul's purpose and fate is very different. Okay, so let's see what is going on. Happy birthday if you're an Aries celebrating your birthday. A happy birthday to you. Okay, we've got some tough energies coming up, as well as Mars has now entered Pisces. Mars drowns in Pisces. He drowns there literally. So the fire is put out. We may feel lethargic. We may feel helpless and hopeless. As he's coming up, he's heading towards Saturn. That is a tough one, and especially since we've got Mars, Saturn, and Neptune all in Pisces. That Pisces area of our chart is where all the money is right now, even though there's a lot going on in Aries as well with Mercury. Mercury's there, who's slowing down and ready to retrograde. He will be retrograde 1st of April on April Fool's Day. Be careful not to be fooled. Let's see what the Karma Dharma is. Remember, with Mercury retrograde as of 1st of April until the 25th, I think. 25th or 27th, I get mixed up. Expect returns. Whether it's old lovers, whether it's past situations, whatever it is, we are returning to the past. And don't forget Juno retrograding in Virgo, through Virgo. Remember, Juno in Virgo is all about the little details. It's about discerning, getting grounded, and thinking things through as we're revisiting the past relative to contracts, agreements, whether it's spousal, whether it's work-related, whatever it is, even health. Let's see. Temperance and Archangel Michael is here. Thank you for the guidance, dear Spirit. Temperance is saying be patient. Healing will come in. This is about holding ourselves back and knowing that we will heal. Remember, she's got one foot in the water and the other foot on land. So this is like a balancing out of our emotions and practical matters, reality, physical things in our life. Temperance is saying there's an alchemy going on. Okay, now remember that Temperance is Sagittarius and Jupiter. Jupiter promises the gifts that will come in due time. Okay? Let's see what's going on. What does the messenger bring us today? Venus and Neptune, they're already starting to communicate. Remember, as they're going to conjoin, I would say positive things happening now, but also very early April, around the 3rd, around the 6th, we've got some good aspects coming in. As Venus is going to connect with Neptune and on the degree where Venus is very happy. So around that 27th degree of the mutable signs, very important, okay? Very important. If you're a water sign or an earth sign and you've got any planets around the 27th degree, 25th to 29th degree, or to the end of, the mutable, I should say, water or earth signs, expect blessings. There's something that's being created. Will be a new cycle, obviously, with Venus and Neptune, a very creative, very inspiring and very divine aspect that is going to start to play out. Will be more perfect around early April. So yes, it can be confusing and it can be an illusion. It can be those rose-colored glasses. So it can go either way. Let's see what the messenger brings us. Remember, Pisces is all about endings, karmic endings, chapters being closed, huge karmic chapters ending, therefore to open new chapters, new beginnings. So we're leaving sort of the mutable water energy and moving into the cardinal fire, which means passion, inspiration, bravery, confidence, enthusiasm, excitement. Let's see what's going on, dear Spirit. Thank you for your guidance. Archangel Michael and Lophiel calling on your guidance. What are the energies around today? And as I do speak to a lot of people every day, just letting you know that most people's experiences are those blockages coming from Saturn. It's all about timing, my dear friends. It's like Saturn is putting on the brakes. The potential blessings have been taken further down time-wise. They've been pushed forward. So if you're waiting and expecting blessings, they're on their way. Okay? They're on their way, but they're coming in divine timing for each of us. Something needs to close up, you see. 10 of Swords. This is betrayal. This is endings, very difficult endings. Feeling betrayed, feeling left out in the cold, feeling backstabbed by others. This is the way we think. This is our perception. These are also words. Okay, negative thinking, dark thoughts. But remember that this is a release, because this is the 10. It turns into the Ace. So a lot of, wow, this is going back and forth. This is a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of worries, since we don't see the light. Usually in the traditional tarot, we see light. Here it doesn't look like there's much. We don't see the sun in the distance, that light coming through. The sun, which, remember, the sun now is in Aries. It's in Aries, but we're going through eclipses. But we are coming up to a new moon in Aries. That solar eclipse, which is an amplified new moon. it's amplified by 10. Okay? So it is a very powerful moment that we're coming into. And the sun is very strong and it's exalted in Aries. So that will give us the confidence, surely, and the power, but also we're feeling very lethargic, very run down, very tired, and very helpless and hopeless at this time. We've got a King of Wands, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Doesn't have to be. Could be someone that holds strong air. This could be a leader. This could be a boss. This could be someone that's very creative, very passionate, sexual, and very much a leader. He's got that leadership energy. I mean, as an energy, this is what it's telling me. It's like we're, going back and forth, worrying that whatever it is we're hoping and we desire, we're hoping to create, that we don't have the confidence to move forward unless this is someone you're dealing with. Remember that kings are all about maturity, know-how. They've got the experience under their belt. So there's masculine energy, a lot of masculine energy, which is not about sitting back and waiting. It's about taking action. It's about knowing and being confident that we ourselves can create. We ourselves can lead. We ourselves can be, integrate the energy of the King of Wands. Let's see. Four of Cups. The Sun. Love this. Absolutely. So Leo comes through very strongly, but remember the Sun is all about healing and clarity. It could speak to a possible reconciliation or something to do with happiness. Remember, the Sun is the heart. It's creative energy. It's the happiness of the inner child that someone possibly, if you've been fearing that someone's not going to take action, this could be a return to missed opportunities. It could be anything to do with work and opportunities, surely. Four of Cups. This is the Holy Grail, the Ace of Cups, that is being focused. This person is focusing on this Ace of Cups, which is a possible opportune moment. Now, four is the house of Cancer, the natural house of Cancer, which brings up situations to do with the past. Now, if you're a Cancerian person, if you've got strong Cancer in your chart, or you've got a Cancer moon, remember that eclipses do affect you very strongly because you are ruled. Cancerian people are ruled by the moon. So all that area in our chart, the area which is ruled by Cancer, that could be a very important area of life for us at this time whilst we're in eclipses. So which house does Cancer rule in your chart? Something is being wrapped up, ended, completed for a new beginning, to make space for that new moon in Aries. Remember, we're talking about cardinal energies, which mean initiation, new beginnings, new seasons. And we have stepped into spring in the Northern Hemisphere, so there is a change of season. The earth is blooming and blossoming with flowers. There's a sense of rebirth and new beginnings and hope, I want to say. I love the Sun here, absolutely. Let's see what else we've got. And we've got Justice. There it is. There it is. There is the balance. There is the equilibrium. There is justice. There is fairness. So we do have a little bit of water, but mainly we've got a lot of fire and a lot of air. So the energies are very powerful, very explosive, very interchangeable, and very much about movement, not about sitting back, right? Now, because we've got Leo here, Leo is a fixed fire sign, so can be quite fixated on something. What I see here is powerful initiation, but also leadership, as to find a sense, to find one's justice, to be for the justice, for the Dharma to be returned. Because remember, this is Libra, and Libra is sort of detaching and letting go relative to this full moon, this lunar eclipse that we've had. So it's about growing away from the south node and looking towards where the sun is transiting, and that is Aries. The new beginning, the new cycle, the fool's journey opens up. Now the sun is going to come up to the north node. That will be very similar to Sun-Jupiter connection, which will bring blessings and revelations as to the healing of this open wound that we all are carrying collectively and also personally, as of course the sun is going to connect with Chiron, first with the north node, and that will be in about 10 days. Roughly in about 10 days, we'll see what sort of blessings we will have, but a lot of fated events relative to our future collective consciousness, but we're all part of the collective, remember. So positive energies I get, and a lot of resolutions. We will be finding the key to this open wound. Oh my God. There we go. Uranus, Jupiter, my dear friends, in Taurus. If you're a Taurus, or the area of Taurus in your own chart, expect huge blessings. Of course, this is also relative to all the earth signs sort of born at the middle towards the second part of the signs, and the water signs. Earth and water will be receiving these blessings coming from Jupiter. The wheel of fate turns and brings the tower, the awakening, the big shift, the big aha moment, and the huge blessings that will be exact around the 20th of April. But even from now until then, expect these blessings to come in. Okay, there is the promise. And whatever's been built on ground that was not stable will be taken away. Okay, this could be the blockages or the ability to feel free, because this is Uranus. This is that ingenious thought, that inspiration, that change, whether it's your money, anything to do with Taurus, the area of Taurus in your chart. Wow. Thank you, Spirit, for that. And we've got the Page of Wands, which could be a messenger, could be a message of enthusiasm. It could be a message of passion. It could be some good news coming from someone young. Could be a child of yours. Could be someone that you're collaborating with. Let's see what the advice is today. Thank you, Spirit. Remember, the Page of Wands is Aries energy. This could be talking about a new journey that opens up. It could be a literal or a metaphorical journey that gives us a sense of new life. And we've got mending. This is the advice. Let's read that. Number 52, which equals a 7. 7s are difficult turns. They are very, very karmic numbers. And I think 52 is the last card. 52. It is the last card. Something to do with endings. The essential meanings are forgiveness, which is something we were talking about before, making amends, healing after arguments. The oracle's message: each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now, this message is right on. Why? Because Aries is I and Libra is us. Aries is war and Libra is peace. The middle ground is what is necessary. Both parties coming towards the middle to find the resolution, which is Chiron. Chiron is that open wound. And this could be us holding on to resentment. It could be past relationships, could be love, could be family, could be work, could be friends. Okay? Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. Now, where you cannot make amends with others and where they are not willing to negotiate, to come to the table, then these are relationships that we need to dissolve. This is the South Node in Libra. Okay, see what comes up for you. Have an open mind always, with forgiveness in your heart, if that is possible. This will set you free. Okay, sometimes the forgiveness could be to our own selves as well. If we've been carrying any negative and hurtful feelings, like this is possible, that sometimes we need to forgive ourselves so that we could release those toxins from our psyche. Okay, that way we feel better within ourselves. We will take a chocolate message card in a moment, but let's read the relationship message. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to be clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. I'm going to say that again. Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. See, there's the suffix re. So this is addressing the subject, again, returning to address some sort of a wound that we've been carrying. Where prosperity is concerned, everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty, shiny thing, you lost sight of long-term, sustainable prosperity. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty, shiny thing, you lost sight of long-term sustainable prosperity. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead to loss or failure. It's time to forgive yourself and others. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start again, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. I feel that someone is going to show up in your life that's going to want to make amends with you. It doesn't have to be a masculine, it could be a feminine. But this is the light that's coming in. This is the ability to resolve. The sun always brings healing. So we're making amends. We are mending some sort of a rift. It could be in any relationships or any situations. Whatever the case, even though we know eclipse is never easy, they are portals, they are openings. Okay? So let's see what this Justice card speaks to. To me, this is saying that karma and dharma is playing out. Relationships that can be mended will be. This could also be someone receiving their karma, therefore realizing what it is that they need to do. This may be a realization that at some point they may want to, if they've done something wrong by you, they may have a change of mind and want to mend the relationship with you, the situation with you. And this can be very shocking and very surprising news that comes in. There is the sun coming through, messages. We've got the birds clearing the clouds and the doubts. We've got the lily. We've got very strong masculine. We've got two kings here, King of Swords and King of Wands. So it's very masculine, the energy, a lot of communication, possibly. For some of you, this could have to do with legalities as well. And there are the masks that are falling away. The masks are falling away as we are finishing up the Pisces season. Now, what's interesting is the lily is here, and the lily, yes, can be a sexual connection, but it's also a card of morality, ethics, and purification. A lot of truths will be revealed. And the mask also brings up the energy of the fool. Someone feeling as though they've been fooled, they've been lied to, they've been deceived. This could be the karma, where if someone has done that to you, they haven't been ethical, they haven't been truthful, and there's a lot of doubts here about what is the reality of things. The mask says that the mask is being taken off. And because it's very Piscean for me, remember the compassion, the forgiveness. Let's take one more on that mask. Interesting that we've got a 3 and a 4 here. The Empress and the Emperor. Number 6 is Gemini. It's the Lovers. Head over heart decisions. We've got the Heart. So coming from a compassionate place of heart, I see this as, because the masks look in opposite directions away from each other, whereas the swans are looking towards each other. This is about relationships that can be mended, where there's been, two people have turned their backs to each other, a relationship, you've gone through a breakup, there's been deception, justice will be brought forward. And that is what I love. Okay, there's a possibility for, because this is it's the Knight of Cups. So this could be an offer. Could also be an apology for some of you. And we've got the dog, 10 of Cups. The dog is friendship, it is loyalty, it is devotion. Let's see emotionally where the psyche is concerned. We've got the Muse. Can speak to deception, can speak to creativity, can speak to dreamy energies. or having all the tools to create something magical. We've got a fresh start, very similar to the Ace of Wands. There is an offer on the table. This is like the sun coming through to clear the clouds. Why do I say the sun? Because it's like the Ace of Wands, which is fire. The Fool card. Fool is like negativity. It's that Capricorn energy. I don't know if this rings true for you back in the Capricorn season around Christmas. We've got strong earth here. Something like being, this is very dreamy, but whereas this is more earthy energy, more practical energy. Now the Fool could also speak to generally like a disbelief. Fool to me is like someone going within, right? Negative thinking, possibly. Now, for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, it is fall season, autumn, nevertheless. So that could be true for you. We've got crossroads, so decisions. Someone going through a dark night of the soul. Not being able to see clearly. Look at all the darkness here and look out for signs and synchronicities. But this is to me like being in a Plutonian dark fear of decisions being made. There is going to be an offer, but there's a lot that needs to be cleared out. Decisions are difficult, and it is about a union. Solitude, loneliness, someone still needs to see the light. I do get the Hermit here. The Fool card and the Solitude, very similar. Someone has gone within, they're in quiet, right? Fool means like low vibrational energies and going through a dark night of the soul. This is all about releasing. It's as though the crossroads are saying that we need to go through this before this union can manifest. Whatever this union is, we've still got a dark night of the soul ahead of us. There will be, the offer is on the table, but there's negative, dark, psychological energies that we're surrounded with. Now, this could also say that someone is not ready or fit yet. They need their time. Nostalgia. Six of Cups, similar to. This could also be those dark Plutonian frequencies that are ahead that someone is still going through. Pluto could speak to jealousy, it could speak to control, power, struggles. As I said, control. Pluto, think of Pluto. Pluto is those dark corners in our psyche. You really have to be very open to be able to deal with these energies, but listen to spirit, listen to the signs that are coming through. Remember the messages of mending. Pluto is like a death and a metamorphosis. So whether this union, this relationship that you have got the possibility to mend, this could be like a yes or a no. Why? Because is it possible? The dark night of the soul is like a Plutonian energy, like Scorpio. You either are going to step into the poison. It's like not fearing looking into the darkness, not fearing and trusting that the light is held from within, even though you're surrounded by these energies. Because, as I always say, a speck of light can light up a whole room. that light is like the energy of hope, truth, love, and compassion. Can that override this darkness? That's the question. And remember, it's not going to be the same for all of us. Not everyone is going to be able to mend these relationships. And especially with Mercury now ahead of us, Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aries, very warlike energies. But I guess that the warlike energies will be what will sort of get the energies unstuck where they have been stuck. Okay. It's all about clearing the air, being truthful. Let's see what the advice is from Spirit. Thank you, dear Spirit, for your guidance, for your advice. Remember, it's going to be me versus us. And this, of course, these energies will be playing out until early 2025, as long as the nodal axis will be in Aries and Libra. Okay, so let's take a message. And we have creativity, chocolate sundae. Let's see. Okay, can you clear it for me, please? Thank you. Let's read the message. Unleash your creativity and open your mind to positive energy, and things around you will start to fall into place. Join an art class, redecorate your home, update your wardrobe, or change your career so you may feel freer to live your own life in your own creative style. Creativity comes naturally to me. I'm open to new ideas and concepts. I enjoy the satisfaction that comes with my creativity. So I would say that this mainly speaks to this King of Wands. Someone is being much more inspired and finding creative ways to bring possible healing and justice to some sort of negative past situation. And I would say also the masks, taking off the masks, which is Pisces season, because Pisces is about endings and Pisces is about viewing things from, those rose-colored glasses, seeing something as much more magical, or maybe not even seeing things clearly. We're coming into the Aries season where the sun beams. Nothing is hidden beneath the sun. So it's like, okay, we are ending, going through a massive karmic ending. What does the future look like? The new cycle? We will know coming up to the Aries season. And I would say give it a little bit of time as we're going through the eclipses. I would say because April is not going to be an easy month at all, I'm telling you now. February, March, April, very difficult months. May is much more promising. Not that there isn't specks of light, beams of light coming in April, okay? And now end of March, all right? So I think I will leave it there. My love to all of you. Thank you for your love always. I will catch you probably tomorrow, God willing, with a twin flame soulmate love reading. Catch you all soon. Love you so. Namaste.